Welcome to the Tech Wrap-Up. Today on the Tech Wrap-Up we will have the tech news. Also, Elon Musk has bought Twitter. He's finally made his mind up. Also today, WhatsApp went down on Tuesday. We will also have more topics. Welcome to the Tech Wrap-Up. It is nice to have you with us. Okay, so you might have noticed before we started that before we start we have a bit of a new intro thingy. It's basically a montage of all of the previous tech wrap-ups. And yeah, I worked on it for 2 hours. Okay, Frost may come along, hopefully. But yeah. Should we get into the tech news? In fact, before we get into the tech news, I'll just flip over to this camera. You might see that this is not the 2011 MacBook Pro. This was sitting here, I was doing something on it the other day. I couldn't be bothered to get out the MacBook Pro, so this is the first time I've used Linux on the Tech Wrap-Up. Expect more though, because I'm going to be building a Linux PC. So yeah, should we get into the tech news? Also, don't get scared from the stinger, please. 3, 2, 1. My laptop really struggles with that stinger, doesn't it? That's why I'm going to build a PC. Anyway, let's get into the tech news. What tech news is there today? Let's see. There are too many iPads, iPhones, and Apple Watches. Apple's product catalog is becoming increasingly confusing, and it's losing the simplicity that made it a tech powerhouse. What? I didn't write this. Last week, I decided to buy a new iPad. There's nothing wrong with the 6th gen iPad I currently have, except that it's heavier than I'd like. All I want to do is watch silly dramas in bed and for it to hurt less when I whack myself in the forehead while drifting off to sleep. It would be nice to have a faster tablet for odd tasks where my iPhone screen is too small and my laptop is too large, especially on vacation. Besides, 4 years is a respectable amount of time to wait when all you want is a slightly faster and perhaps more colourful version of what you already got. Just a moment. Right, I'm back. I'm assigned over to the Apple website. There was the 9th gen iPad and the 10th gen iPad. There was also the iPad mini and the iPad Air. I'm not a pro, but there were two of those, an 11-inch and a 12.9-inch model. I'm a gadget reviewer. I know several other gadget reviewers, and I knew why I wanted to have a new iPad. You'd think I'd have been able to suss this out, but no. The new iPad just doesn't make sense. At $449 US, it's too expensive to be entry level, especially when, as my editor points out in his review, the Air can be found on sale. Plus, I'm not buying a silly USB-C to Lightning pencil adapter just to try digitizing my analog calligraphy hobby. And if I were really that concerned about price, there was no way to justify an iPad Pro. Okay, whatever. I wanted a faster, lighter, and much more colourful iPad. That left the Air or the Mini. I'm in my purple era right now. Purple iPhone, purple Beats, purple backpack, purple water bottle, and purple keyboard. A purple Air or Mini would work, except they're both more expensive than the 10th gen iPad, and price was a big reason I was looking at the colourful entry-level iPad to begin with. That left the 9th gen iPad, which at that point didn't feel like a big enough change from my 6th gen iPad. In the end, I bought nothing. I had the same issue when it came time to upgrade my iPhone this year. There were 4 iPhone 14 models. I hummed and hawed. When I eventually bought one, I felt nostalgia for the days when there was one iPhone. The only reason why I'm not tearing my hair out over the 3 Apple Watches that came out this year is that I reviewed all of them. Plus, I'm still doing some extra ultra testing. I wouldn't have had this problem 10 years ago. There weren't 7 iPhones, 6 iPads, 5 MacBooks, 3 Apple Watches, 3 AirPods, and a HomePod in a pear tree. Throw in a few Macs as well. Apple and Windows have always had a hell of a lot more choices. The whole appeal of Apple's portfolio is that was its simplicity. Okay, let's get into our next tech news story. Honda sets up the first motorcycle battery swap station for its mobile power packs. Gogoro's got some big competition, as Honda's vision of swappable batteries has support from major Japanese motorcycle brands. Honda delivered a new battery swapping station in Tokyo that's looking mighty similar to the one Gogoro makes. The automaker's new power pack exchanger lets motorcycle riders easily flip their depleting batteries for fresh ones instead of needing to wait around for a charge. The Honda power station looks very similar to Gogoro's, like a vending machine with a grid of battery packs that slide in and out of slots. You can access fully charged batteries by interacting with the touchscreen, pulling one out and popping in your discharged ones to charge up for use by the next rider. Honda's system is authenticated via IC cards that get distributed to customers who sign up. The stations are also expandable to accommodate higher usage corridors in cities. The very first Honda Power Pack exchanger station has been delivered to Gachako Inc., a joint venture with Japanese oil and energy company Ineos, as well as motorcycle manufacturers Yamaha, Suzuki, and Kawasaki. Gagacho is based in Tokyo and receives support from the city government as it has a 2035 goal to degasoline all new motorcycles to meet. The standardized recyclable battery specification agreed upon all the manufacturers is Honda's Mobile Power Pack, which comes with a capacity of 1,314 watt-hours and takes about 5 hours to fully charge. Okay, so let's get... That's it for the tech news. Let's get into our first topic. Elon Musk has actually bought Twitter. So we've been covering this for months, but he's actually finally bought it. Elon Musk owns Twitter. So I'll just read parts of an article. So Twitter's current CEO, CFO, and policy chief have left Twitter. So Elon Musk has paid $44 billion for Twitter. So he's planning to fire 75% of Twitter's employees. So if you're a Twitter employee, there's a 3 in 4 chance that you're gonna be fired. So Twitter is probably going to be part of Elon Musk's idea of X, the Everything app. So he's thinking of making an app that can do everything, similar to China's WeChat. They can also be known as super apps. and for some reason he's going to be unbanning people from the platform, like Donald Trump. That idiot should not be unbanned. So Musk is expected to share more about his plan for Twitter with employees today. On late yesterday evening, hours after the news of him firing. So he's fired lots of executives. He tweeted that the bird is freed. Yeah. In fact, ooh, I don't have a port for the camera. I just need to plug this in. Where'd the power cord go? Anyway, yeah, so thing is, Elon Musk has bought Twitter. We've been covering it for ages, and yeah, we'll have to see what the future brings. I'm not a particular fan of Elon Musk, but oh well. I don't use Twitter either, so yeah. Okay, right. Shall we head into our next topic? Oh, Foss might be available. Okay, shall we get into our next topic? There was a WhatsApp outage on Tuesday. So what's up, WhatsApp? What happened? Okay, so this happened on Tuesday, which is 4 days ago. So it was down for about 2.5 hours. So Meta hasn't actually told us what caused the issue. But yeah. So I actually experienced this firsthand. I was trying to message someone on a WhatsApp, and if you're watching, you know who you are. And WhatsApp just wasn't working. It was like loading. Yeah. So last year, if you remember, all of Meta's platforms went down as part of a 6-hour outage, which was caused by a configuration change. So that might be what's caused this as well. So yeah, I think that's it for this topic. Should we head into our next topic? Okay, let's get into our next topic. Apple has announced some new products. If this is working. So they've announced the 10th generation iPad. They've also announced the iPad Pro, which has the M2 chip. The 10th generation iPad has the A14 Bionic. They also announced new Apple TV 4K with the A15 Bionic and a USB-C remote. The remote now has USB-C on it. Yeah, and the reviews of the 10th generation iPad are saying that's the worst iPad ever and that's not really needed. Because the 9th generation iPad is also there. What? So yeah, that's quite interesting. So the only new thing about the Apple TV 4K is that it's got the A15 Bionic. It's also cheaper. If I just... And there's no Apple TV HD anymore. So that's why it's at a lower price, I think. Yeah. So there's only one Apple TV model now. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for that topic. Shall we get into our next topic? Comment in the chat if you have anything to say and I can acknowledge that. ARM is changing its business model and doing what regulators feared NVIDIA-owned ARM will do. This could be bad, especially for Apple and their custom chips. Get this up. This isn't loading. So, ARM is going to end technology. ARM will. So, in summary, I'm reading this from LinusTechTips.com. Here are two huge new points ARM wants to do from 2025 onwards. ARM will end TLA's, technology licensing agreements, with SoC vendors and go straight to OEMs. An example, Sony will pay for the ARM license instead of Qualcomm. ARM will ban custom GPUs, custom NPUs, and custom ISPs if the SoC uses stock cores, i.e. no more Samsung's Eclipse RDNA GPUs or AI engine, Google's Tensor NPU/ISP, MediaTek's APU, HiSilicon's DaVinci NPU, Unisoc's VESP if stock ARM CPU cores are used. So ARM is essentially doing what regulators feared and NVIDIA-owned ARM will do. So this could actually change things, like Apple's custom silicon. So Apple might not be able to custom design a GPU or something, which maybe they'll need to go risk. Yeah. Okay. Now it is time for a break, brought to you by myself, which is the break music thing. See you after the break.
Still
welcome back, of course. The power connector on the RTX 40 series graphics cards are melting. So the ATX 3.0 power connector on the GeForce RTX 40 series graphics cards is rated up to 600 watts, is in at least some cases burning and melting. Yikes. So this power connector might actually have to be recalled. Big oof, Nvidia. So yeah, this is not gonna be very good for Nvidia if they have to recall all of the 40 series graphics cards. Yeah, so if I was Nvidia, I'd be going like, please make me not have to recall this. Please! But they'll probably have to. So yeah, if you've got anything to say about this, just put it in the Twitch chat. Anyway, should we get into our next topic? Okay. Microsoft has announced an ARM mini PC for developers. Hey, what's this mouse doing? Okay, so this was originally teased at the Build event earlier this year. So this is designed so that developers can port or make new applications for Windows 11 on ARM. So it's powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8cx Gen 3, and it features 32GB of LPDDR4X RAM, a 512GB NVMe SSD, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, Windows 11 Pro, heatsink and fan to maximize the power, to maximize the SoC performance and provide continuous high performance. It has a stackable design and a 90-watt power supply included. And this system features 3 USB Type A's, 2 USB Type C's with video out, HBR3, mini DisplayPort with HBR2, and Ethernet. So besides its power button, it has a UEFI button which allows the system to boot to the UEFI of the device, and a boot from USB device button, which allows a developer to start the system and boot to a connected bootable USB flash drive. So there's only one configuration, which is for $599 US. So yeah. So potentially this thing could become a Surface Mini if Microsoft makes a consumer-oriented version of this. Oh no, our internet's died. Okay, let's just wait for the internet to work again. So yeah, that's pretty cool for if you're wanting to develop for Windows on ARM. And yeah, ARM seems to be the way that we're going at the moment, because x86 has basically reached its peak now. Its peak efficiency. Just waiting for this to reconnect. Okay, we're working. We should be up and running. It's not connecting to Twitch though. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be live on Twitch, so shall we get into our next topic? Intel has claimed that the Core i9-13900K is 11% faster than the Ryzen 9 7950X. So that I'm just saying, Intel, please be honest, because we've got you out lying once before. And yeah, that wasn't good. You got caught out by LTT. So on average, the Intel Core i9 13900K is 11% faster than the Ryzen 9 7950X. So Intel might be gaining momentum again. They started gaining momentum with 12th gen last year, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if Intel starts to be the better CPU vendor again. Okay, let's head into our next topic. Microsoft has accidentally leaked a prototype UI for the next version of Windows. Loading. Is this working or what? Our internet's probably gone down again. Right, so during a Microsoft night keynote, Microsoft briefly showed a computer running Windows with a different GUI. It seems like this was accidentally shown since the actual keynote was about something else. The leading theory right now is that this is a prototype of the GUI that will launch in 2024. When the next major version of Windows is expected to be released. The new GUI features a macOS-like dock at the bottom, as well as a status/search bar at the top with things like battery life and the weather. This leak was shown by Microsoft themselves. Looks fairly similar to previous leaks, but with some minor differences. It is therefore not too far-fetched to assume that the final UI will look something along these lines, but with some minor tweaks. Here's the official picture that was shown. And I can't really show you. But yes, it's hard to describe, but it definitely looks macOS-y. Yeah. So if Microsoft does this, then Apple might sue because Windows is copying us. Yeah. So should we head into our next topic? And I think it's our final one, or nearly our final one. Something along the lines of that. Yep, this is our final one. Game development studios have asked Xbox to drop Xbox Series S compatibility requirement so that they can only focus on the Xbox Series X. A big limitation is apparently how much RAM the console has. The Series S has only 10 gigabytes of RAM compared to the Series X's 16 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, this is probably equals worse games. But people wouldn't be happy that they bought a brand new Xbox only for it to not be supported by some games. So tell us your opinion on it in the comments or in the Twitch chat. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it for today. So this is gonna work. So thanks for watching. This is available on YouTube, Twitch, and all your favorite podcasting apps. Remember to like, share this video with your friends, follow us on Twitch and Wisdom, and subscribe to us. Also, check out our Minecraft server at provider-chat.craft.ply.gg. Port is 42790, and our Minecraft Bedrock server at provider-chat.act.ply.gg, and the port is 42790. A replay of Crunch News from Thursday is next. In fact, it isn't, because there was none. See you next week. Bye.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change.